wanted, but some chart done. Let's start looking at some of the questions. We'll make reference to this chart often, I'm sure. We've read actively, we've predicted what the questions are going to be. So now it's just a matter of picking the right answer. Number 11, the passage primarily serves to discuss recent findings concerning scientific studies, sure, and dispute a widely held belief about the publication of social science research. I like that one. Don't publish the null hypothesis. I like that one. Let's keep it. Explain a common practice in the reporting of research studies. I like that so far. And summarize a study that provides support for a change to that practice. As much as I like the first half of that question, the last half, we don't have a study that says that the practice should be changed. We just have a paragraph that suggests the change that should happen. So I have to get rid of that one. Describe the shortcomings in current approaches to medical trials and recommend, that's just not even true. Provide context as part of a call for stricter controls, maybe, on social science research and challenge publishers to alter their mindsets. That's just not true. So A is the correct answer. Number 12, most nearly means, as used in line 21, allow, I'm covering it up, I don't want you to fall in love. As used in line 21, allows, most nearly means. Go to line 21. I'm going to let you try this one on your own. Get rid of allows. TESS. Permits scientists to order up internet-based surveys of a representative sample. Of U.S. adults to test a particular hypothesis. TESS provides scientists to order up internet-based surveys of a representative sample of U.S. adults to test a particular hypothesis. So like permitting somebody access to something or providing access to something. So let's have a look. I'm going to use my hand this time. As used in line 21, allows most nearly means admits. I don't hate it, so I'll keep it. Tolerates is not permitting, is not providing. Grants is not permitting or providing. Enables. Between admitting and enabling, I actually kind of like D. Oh, another one. As used in line 43, strength most nearly means. So I'm going to cover up our options. We're going to go to line 43. We're going to cover up strength completely, totally, like you just forgot what the word was. Now go back, reread the sentence, come up with a simple logical word that doesn't change the context of the sentence. So not unexpectedly, the statistical, I went with validity, so how valid it was or how believable it was. The belief of the findings made a huge difference in whether they were ever published. Let's see how we did. Validity, belief, a belief in something. Attribution is not a belief in something. Exertion is not a belief in something. Toughness, see what they're doing? Exertion and toughness are for those kids that are not using this strategy. The kids that aren't using the strategy are looking at the word strength and they're like, that's an SAT word? I know exactly what that is. And they're going and they're looking for synonyms for the word strength. You're going and using a synonym that is in the context of the sentence. And that's why you'll always get this right. Significance is valid and believable. Absolutely. Number 14. The passage indicates that a problem with failing to document null results is that we already have this answer in our somebody wanted but so chart. But the passage indicates that a problem with failing to document null results is that the results of the related studies will be misleading. That's very true. That's it right there. You wrote that on our somebody wanted but so chart. But let's have a look at the rest. Researchers may overlook promising areas of study. True, but all in all, we like A. Because we're not only looking over, it's too specific. Mistakes in the collection of null results may be overlooked. Mistakes in the collection of everything. The bias against null results will be disregarded. Not true. So go to A. And we're looking now for the choice that provides the best evidence. Let's see if we can get rid of any. We can get rid of A because this question came from line 43. So as a result, we can get rid of that one. So we're looking for the results of related studies will be misleading. I bet you we have it underlined because it came from our somebody wanted but so chart. However, finding on line 48 to 50. However, the Stanford team was surprised that researchers didn't even write up 65% of the experiments that yielded a null finding. Interesting information, but it doesn't speak to what we're looking for. It doesn't tell us that the results of the related study will be misleading. Line 56 to 59, he and to ineffective. 56 to 59, he and to ineffective. 56. He and others note that the bias against null studies can waste time and money when researchers devise new studies, replicating strategies already found to be ineffective. Doesn't say anything about being misleading though. I like it, but it doesn't say anything about being misleading. And 59 to 62, worse to ignored. I don't have this completely underlined. Worse, if researchers publish significant results from similar experiments in the future, they can look stronger than they should because the earlier null studies are ignored. Is that word for what we're looking for? The results of the related studies will be misleading. That's word for what we're looking for. I hope you just had an aha moment of the importance of marking the text and reading actively. I did anyway. Based on the passage, to which of the following hypothetical situations would Malta most strongly object? So he's going to hate which one of these. A research team refuses to publish null results. I already know this isn't our answer. Anytime a research team is going to publish null results, Malta's going to jump up in joy. In anything less than a top journal? Nope. A research team excludes the portion of data that produced null results when reporting its results in a journal. Oh, he's going to really get mad about that. If a research team excludes the portion of data that produced null results from reporting, so it's actually going to report it, but it's going to leave out the null result part. Oh, that's going to fire him up. So we're going to keep B. A research team unknowingly repeats a study that produced null results for another research team. It's not going to make it bad. He's actually going to be happy. So no. A research team performs a follow-up study that expands the scope of an initial study that produced null results. Again, he's going to be happy about that. So we're choosing B. I actively read. So these are pretty easy to answer. Which choice provides the best evidence of the answer to the following question? I'm going to take a look and see if there are any that we can get rid of. Our last questions came from line 59 to 62, so I can get rid of anything that comes before 59 to 62. 37, 45, I can't get rid of 62. So we just narrowed it down to 2. Which choice provides the best evidence to answer to the previous question? Again, we're looking for a research team excludes the portion of data that produced null results when reporting its research in a journal. Okay. So we'll start on line 62 to 68. We're reading between even an investigator. 62 to 68, even an investigator. Even more troubling to Malta was the fact that the 2 scientists whose initial studies didn't work out went to publish results based on a smaller sample. I understand why somebody would choose this one because they're talking about Malta being upset. However, it doesn't answer them excluding portions of the data. Let's keep reading about the next one. 69 to 73, a registry analyzed. This is on the last paragraph. A registry for data generated by all experiments would address these problems, the authors argued. They said they should include a pre-analysis plan, that is, a detailed description of what the scientist hopes to achieve and how the data will be analyzed. That doesn't even talk about. Okay, so the answer is C. The last paragraph serves mainly 2. This is our sub. So let's match our sub. We're just matching our sub. The last paragraph serves mainly 2. Propose a future research project. No, it doesn't. Introduce a possible solution. Yes. To problems discussed in the passage. Yes. Regarding the reporting of social science studies. Yes. Summarize the findings of a study about experimental results? No, it doesn't summarize the findings of anything. Reinforce the importance of re-examining the results of all social science trials? No. If so, a possible solution. So, have a registry for data generated from all experiments, including those resulting in a null hypothesis. We already had our answer. And we're already on the graph. Wow, that went fast. Number 19, according to the graph, social science studies yielding strong results were unwritten over 50% of the time. Okay, so let's have a look first. We have to understand why we're going back into the graph. Social science studies yielding strong results. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can do side by side. Social science studies yielding strong results. Okay, so we're only on this one. We're only looking at this one. Unwritten over 50% of the time. Unwritten is actually less than 5%, so it's not that one. Unpublished but written, okay. 50% of the time, it doesn't even go up to 40. Published in a top journal, approximately 20% of the time, that's true. Published in a non-top journal, almost 80% of the time, no, it's 40% of the time, so C is the correct answer. Number 20. Which of the following statements is supported by the graph? Studies with mixed results were just as likely to be published as they were to be left either unpublished or unwritten. Were just as likely to be published. So that's 50% of the time. As they were to be left either unpublished or unwritten. 50-50. So I like A. But we'll have a look at B. Studies with mixed results occurred more frequently, 36% of the total, than did studies with strong and null results combined, strong and null results combined is 64%, so that's not true. Studies with mixed results were more likely to be published in top journals than they were to be published in non-top journals. I see by eyeballing, that's not true. And studies with mixed results were the most common type of social science studies. That's not true, it's only 36%, so the answer is A. And number 21. Which statement from the passage most directly reflected in the data presented in the graph? Remember, the data in the graph is always going to help support the theme. It's always going to match the theme. So we're only going in to look for the theme statement. We have had a question like this once before. We're at the very last question on the social science section, which means that it's after. If we were at the very last question of any section, there wasn't a graph stuck right in between, then we would assume that our question order rule works and we can pick the last one. However, we're actually on a new section. The graph has 3 questions, but it's like a new section. You got to think about it like that. So the question order rule isn't going to work on this one. We can't just pick D and like call it a day and know that we got the right answer, unfortunately, because they stuck the graph in and now we're actually on the graph questions. I hope that makes sense. So all we're doing now is we're looking in here and we're picking the theme question. So which one matches the theme? Is it A, lines 30 to 33, in there, interested? Lines 30 to 33. In their emailed responses, some scientists cited deeper problems with a study or more pressing matters, but also believed that the journals wouldn't be interested. Okay, that's why they're not publishing null results. I like that. Line 33 to 36. The unfortunate scientist. The unfortunate reality of the publishing world is that the null reflects do not tell the clear story, said one scientist. I'm going to keep that one too. Both of them kind of match our theme. We're just going to look for the one which is most clearly says theme. Line 43 to 45, not unexpectedly and published. Not unexpectedly, the statistical strength of the findings made a huge difference on whether they were ever published. That doesn't have anything to do with our theme, the null hypothesis. Line 52 to 55. It's a very important, It's a very important paper that starts to put numbers on things we want to understand, says economist Edward Miguel of the University of California. It just doesn't tell us anything. So we've narrowed it down to A and B. Our theme is Malhotra wanted studies with the null hypothesis published, but null hypothesis studies show a waste of time and money, and mistakes often look weak. Therefore, there should be a register for data generated from all experiments. So we're going to start on line again, 30 to 33. In their emailed to interested. In their emailed responses, some scientists cite deeper problems with a study or more pressing matters, but also believe the journals just wouldn't be interested. I like that one because it's showing just a deeper problem with looking at the null hypothesis. Or 33 to 36. The unfortunate reality of the publishing world is that null effects do not tell the clear story. So that's not stating our theme, and we'll go with A. And that's it for social science. It seemed a little easy because we were reading for theme. We're predicting what the questions were going to be. And we got through what could be a boring topic, the null hypothesis, in a very quick time. Thanks for studying with me.